All right.
Action News exclusive for you. The family of an officer shot in 1987 is speaking out against the possible parole of the man convicted in the case.
Hold on, let me do the math. 1987. It's 40 years.
To investigative reporter Mark Winnie, live now at APD headquarters, and Mark, the officer's widow, got a letter from the parole board about this.
Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says, though J.J. Bielo died more than 3 decades after he was shot, he gave his life in the line of duty, earning a pennant on the APD flag and his badge on the memorial wall. And that's why he says he opposes parole for David Timothy Moore.
Even though it's been almost 39 years, it's pain that you live with every day.
I'm not sure that I still sleep good nights through.
I get emotional anytime I think about it.
Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says former Atlanta Police Detective J.J. Bielo died in 2019 as a result of wounds he sustained 32 years earlier in 1987 when he was shot.
So he got shot in 87, but he died in 2017. So that means that they upgraded his charges while he was locked up then. Damn. So you probably thought you was serving time for, I guess, aggravated assault. And then they upgraded your charges, which gave you life. Then now you done did 40 years. And there's a family. I sometimes question what justice looks like, but let's hear it out.
While interrupting an armed robbery at a restaurant where he was working an extra job, eventually leaving him a quadriplegic.
The medical examiner ruled that were it not for the injuries that Detective Boello received in 1987, that he would not have passed in 2019.
Now the chief says he joins Bielo's friends and family in opposing parole for David Timothy Moore, sentenced to life plus for armed robbery, aggravated assault, and more. His widow, Barbara Bielo.
I'm very much against it because I think he's a danger.
Son Ross Bielo.
I'm 100% opposed to it.
Vehemently opposed.
Retired DEA agent Larry Sproat says he and J.J. Bielo were partners at APD in the 70s and remained like brothers. A State Board of Pardons and Paroles letter about David Timothy Moore to Barbara Bielo, provided to us by APD, says the offender has been recommended for the Georgia Department of Corrections work release program. It adds, should the offender successfully complete work release, the offender will be released to community supervision. This from a 1997 story.
Please have faith in God. Have faith in yourself, your family.
Ross Bielo says the year after he and his brother posed for pictures at the beach, he was 8 when the family's life changed forever. But his dad continued a remarkable life in his wheelchair, including 4 terms on the Cherokee County Commission, part of that time as chair.
Don't ever underestimate, he would have done far more if he was able to. So he was accomplished for the situation that he was in.
My husband was a very strong person.
A parole board statement says in part the offender received a tentative grant on February 26. It adds the board sent correspondence to the district attorney and the offender opening a 90-day period to receive information. It says following the 90-day period, the board will make a final decision regarding possible parole. It says he became parole eligible in his life sentence May 1, 1994. He has been considered multiple times and denied parole, including being denied 5 times since...
Hold on. He became parole eligible on his life sentence May 1st, 1994. But they've been setting him off for 30 years. I mean, no, 94. Shit, 20 something down there, 20, almost 30 years. Damn. But crime don't pay. He came up for parole in 94. And he been riding. The family don't care. He got denied 5 times since 2018. That's crazy. They don't.
It's 2018.
I later found out that he had killed an inmate while incarcerated.
Court document indicates Moore was 17 when convicted in 1987, but in 1989, Moore was involved in an inmate disturbance in which Moore alleges 20 inmates attacked 3 inmates. He stabbed an attacker and pled guilty to manslaughter. A letter to the parole board from Chief Shearbaum talks about the Bielo case. Granting parole under these circumstances would, in my view, it says, send the wrong message regarding the value we place on the lives of those who serve and protect. A court document suggests Moore's maintained juvenile offenders sentenced to life with the possibility of parole deserve a chance to show they have matured. David Wolf says he represented Moore when he was tried for the Bielo shooting, and in 1987, parole eligibility for a life sentence came after 7 years served. Wolf says he's had no contact with him in recent years, but depending on his record in prison, he says he's earned the right to parole. Reporting live at APD headquarters, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
I'm sorry. I just,
Bielo says the year after he and his brother posed for pictures at the beach, he was 8 when the family's life changed forever.
Of the man convicted in the case. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie live now at APD headquarters, and Mark, the officer's widow, got a letter from the parole board about this.
Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum, line of duty, earning a pennant on the APD flag and his badge on the memorial wall, and that's why he says he opposes parole for David Timothy Moore.
all right, let's see what we got. Shooter who left Atlanta to take Parole could face murder charge. Oh, that was 6 years ago.
New at 6, the death of a former Atlanta police officer could produce a new murder charge against the man who shot him more than 30 years ago.
It is quite the story. It always has been over the last 32 years. J.J. Bielo was paralyzed by the gunshot wound, and the man who shot him has been in jail since then, since being a 28-year-old. So why the new charges? 11 Alive's Doug Richards explains.
What's he done?
Well, the new charges are still pending. They're still deciding. J.J. Bielo was an Atlanta police officer working an extra job at a restaurant in 1987 when he was shot and paralyzed. J.J. Bielo died over the weekend. Monday, a procession of Atlanta police led the hearse carrying his body away from the morgue at the GBI headquarters in DeKalb County. Bielo survived his crippling injury more than 32 years. As a quadriplegic, Bielo served as a county commissioner in Cherokee County. The county named a park for him. David Timothy Moore has been serving a prison sentence for aggravated assault and other charges for the shooting that injured Bielo. But now, District Attorney Paul Howard tells 11 Alive News in a statement that he believes the injuries that Detective Bielo sustained ultimately led to his death. Howard goes on to say, our research indicates it is legally permissible to prosecute David Timothy Moore for the death of Detective Bielo, even though he was convicted of aggravated assault and the fatal injuries occurred 32 years ago. Howard says he'll examine the autopsy report, the facts of the case, and consult with the family before deciding. Now, Moore has been in prison since 1987. He's currently serving sentences totaling 85 years, according to the State Department of Corrections website. A murder prosecution might be unusual, but Howard says that the courts have supported such delayed prosecutions in murder cases, Jeff.
Damn, bro. Let's see what else my man did to get public memorial 32 years later. Dispatch. What the fuck? Come on back up here. Come on back, Butler. Come on back. Come on back. Let's see. All right, man. So at the end of the day, man, what you crime does not pay, man. Stay out of prison. It's unfortunate that this individual is that the family has suffered, and that this individual is going through what he's going through because maybe he's rehabilitated. I'm not sure. I think that you got to take both parties into consideration. I don't wish death or jail on anybody. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this one. Should he get parole? He's been denied 5 times. I would let him parole out if I had the power. I don't have the power, but I would let him parole out, bro. It's been 40 years, man. Let that man go. Let him walk. Let him, but some people believe death begets death, and fuck shit begets fuck shit. Excuse my language. Get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. We out.